In 2018, Jesus physically appeared in front of me and told me on the 23rd and the 24th of the Feast of Trumpets in September 2025, I will come to take my church.
Sister Hlengiwe, as we draw near the Brother Joshua's prophesied September 23rd Rapture Day, can you please share with us about the real origin of these 3 days of darkness?
I just want to reveal what will cause the 3 days of darkness, because the Lord revealed that thing last year to me. Last year, it was after He had showed me that secret calendar of heaven. I think it was about 2 weeks after that, because I was still, my heart was still heavy with what I've seen, even though I was not asking Him to say, Lord, what will cause the 3 days of darkness? I wasn't praying about it.
Peace be with you, dear brothers and sisters, from wherever you are watching me from. I am Brother Mugabi, and this is The Truth Preacher, where truth meets faith and transformation begins. We focus on one soul at a time.
In this event, where He took me was, we were in space. And while we're in space like that, because even before I saw that we in a place that is in space, like firstly, I saw this man who was sitting in a chair. It's like more of a chair where God is supposed to be. But he said, do you understand who's this? I said, and he said, this is a scientist. And he said, they studied the sun and they told lies about my creation. He said, they told lies, and he showed me some books that were written back in the 16th century. It was like they made a research. They wrote certain books about it, even in the 18th centuries. He will say the name of that man and say, these are the books that they've written. And the things that they said, they were not true. And at the same time, he said, knowledge increased in science. And then he said, but on this particular day, I'll make their wisdom look like nothing. Immediately when he said their wisdom will look like nothing, because he did explain to me later on that the chair that they were sitting on, it's not actually like the throne of God, but it is like in their hearts. Because he said, because their knowledge increased, they didn't see the need of God, because they replaced, it's more like science replaced the knowledge of God, like in terms of, that is why maybe we're having so many atheists. And then he said, but on this day I'll make their wisdom foolish. Immediately when he was saying, on this day I'll make their wisdom foolish, then now we are in space, and I see this round ball that is like fire, like that is moving very fast. And I'm like, what is this? He's saying this is the sun. But what amazed me from what I was taught at school, I was taught that the sun is standing still and the planets are moving around the sun. But in this event where he showed me, the sun was actually moving in a very high speed. It was moving so fast. And while it is moving so fast like that, it is moving in a clockwise direction. And as it is moving in a clockwise direction, it's like it's moving fast, at the same time it's spinning as it is moving. And while it's spinning as it is moving, as he's saying that on this day I'll make their wisdom look foolish, then he twisted the sun. It's like it was moving clockwise, then it started moving anti-clockwise. So you can imagine, for something that is moving at a high speed and rotating so fast, then being twisted the opposite direction, then it created that tear on the sun, sort of a burst, like not like that the sun bursted, but there was this some kind of action which looked like a burst, but it created also a tear on the sun. As it was creating that tear like on the sun, then immediately the sun was darkened. When it's being darkened like that, on that tear in the sun, then I saw this thick darkness that was coming out of there. And as I looked and saw this thick darkness that is coming out of there, he said it again, that 3 days of darkness is coming upon you. And as he's saying 3 days of darkness is coming upon you, with this thick darkness there were creatures that were there with that thick darkness. And I'm like, thick darkness? And I'm saying, but why the creatures? And he's saying, do not fear, because I've trained you for such a time as this. And he said it, do not fear, because I've trained you for such a time as this. And I think that I need to share it now. In fact, there's more to it. We did a podcast with the centtwinz. But on that, he does reveal, you know, my training spiritually has always been different, even as a child, how the Lord has trained me. But what I'll say to everybody, that do not fear on this day. As the Lord has said it, that put on your full armor of God. You'll put on your full armor of God, you know, as in Ephesians 6, you know, to all the watchers out there, and they know themselves. Those who have been trained like me on the Spirit, they know themselves. On this day, we need to be calling out fire. Fire will come down from heaven, and but to these creatures. And you need to understand one thing: as you have the light of God, they're more scared of you than you could ever be scared of them, because of what you carry. And we will stand on that day, you know, and be in your houses, even as you are there, the watchers. It is also your responsibility for the territories, even to pray over them and to cover them and to call fire from heaven. Yeah, so that's what will cause the 3 days of darkness. That's what the Lord said, that on that day I will make their wisdom look foolish, because of their knowledge they've replaced me in their hearts.
Leave a comment. What do you think about what you have just watched? I'll catch you again next time. Please don't forget to subscribe in case you're new here and watch more videos. Until then, peace be with you. Shalom.